Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Tahir Dhindsa and you're watching SDTV. After a long time, Pakistan is on its way to auction new frequency spectrum for the companies to expand their business and start new services like 5G services and services which can be operated in live service and so many other things. Three companies have shown interest and handed over $15 million each as a bid money. Auction is going to take place on 10th of March, which is pretty soon, after a week or so. But there are so many questions which are being asked. New data opportunities, opportunities for a buzzword nowadays, for especially for the youth, artificial intelligence, data governance, and so many other things. Some are asking whether there would be enough business for them. Some are worried about the transparency and other things also. Some are worried about the incumbent companies that they would be in a position to take it further and sustain. So there are a whole gambit of questions which are asked in all sincerity. On top of that, at this point, the national economy of Pakistan is very, very weak. And the fiscal side is, it's under a lot of pressure and all that. And that is another, because that is the backbone on which it has to sustain. We have today with us the expert, Mr. Aslam Hayat. You had been working in Telenor, which is no more. And it makes it very important. Sometimes I think that a company paid $295 or $291 $1 million as a license fees and started a business. They must have invested over time 4, 5, 6, I don't know what, $billion. Billions of dollars. And the second license, when it expired, renewed, that was 400 something.
Yes.
400 something. So if you club together a company which invested about $6 billion in economy has left just selling its company for 400 something.
$400 million.
$400 million. That's very bad news for most of them. So what future do you see for these auctions?
You're absolutely right. And exit of not just Telenor, but more operators like Warid, and then before that, Instaphone and Artel. That is something which we should be worried about, because if you have reduced number of operators and players, that means that this is a reduced choice for the customers, and of course the quality of service and all this stuff. With the spectrum auction right now, which is happening in next few days, this is important in a sense that the quality of service has degraded significantly in the past few years. The last auction which happened, which actually started this 3G and 4G, was 2014. And after that, there were just two more auctions where only one operator each participated and bought auction the spectrum. So this shows that demand of the spectrum is there. Unfortunately, the pricing was so high, and because of that, the operators could not buy more spectrum. And that was the compromise which they had to come with, the quality of service. So now with this auction, the expectation is that the quality of service will improve significantly if they buy the spectrum. And that would means that there will be better choices for the customers. And this would also enhance the digitalization ambition of the government, because 5G is coming, 4G is going to be significantly improved. So this would start a lot of economic activities in the digital sectors.
Yeah, data governance obviously is data is the new business. Every day we could never thought of 15 of about years before the smartphone could come that telephony would shift to data. And today most of the businesses from the data services, we all know that. We need governance?
This is a very important question. And actually, I conducted a study on data governance in Pakistan. This was funded by IDRC and from the platform of LAN Asia. And there were a lot of revelations. We have a lot of data. If you look at the telecom sector, you look at the banking sector, health, even NADRA is collecting all the data, a lot of data, taxation data. So data is there.
NADRA is a vulnerability as well.
Of course, I mean, we can talk about it. NADRA is doing a lot of good things. This is a platform for delivery of services, but at the same time, we see that there are a lot of leakages happening. So, from that angle also, and overall, data governance is extremely important. We need to have a good data governance strategy. We need to have data protection law, which is pending for so many years. So, unless there is an oversight, we will continue to see problems with the data governance. So, in my view, you need to have data protection law, which provide privacy. You need to improve the right of information, so transparency comes in, and at the same time ensure that if there is any leakage of the personal data, there is some redressal. So some sort of judicial oversight needs to be there. Otherwise, in the absence of a good data governance regime, we will have a lot of data which would be unusable or which would be actually misused by elements who will benefit out of it. Yeah.
Where it should not reach.
It should not
So,
reach.
are you suggesting that new structures are needed or some reform of a structural nature is needed?
Absolutely. Unless and until, you see, 5G is going to generate a lot more data. I mean, the data is already there, but this is, if you look at 5G use cases, you have autonomous cars, you have agriculture,
autonomous weapons,
IoTs, smart cities. So this would increase the amount of data which is already there, and it's going to significantly increase it. So unless you have those protections around the data, either in the shape of judicial oversight or a strong regulatory body which regulates data protection, this is going to be a very challenging. I mean, cybersecurity is, it's a lot of vulnerabilities are already there. So with the amount of data which is going to be generated, this is something which needs to be addressed immediately.
So would you suggest for some listening here, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, priority reforms for that as well? Structural nature.
Of course. My first and foremost suggestion would be to come up with the data protection law. This is one of the best mechanism to protect the data and the privacy of the individuals all over the world. Pakistan started with this data protection law back in 2005, which was the first draft. And then 2021, and the last draft, which is of 2023, which is available on the website of Ministry of IT, is just sitting there. A lot of rounds of consultations are there, but it has not translated into the legislation itself. So that is one part. Second is the data governance strategies. How the data needs to be collected, how it is structured, because currently there is a problem that a lot of data is collected, but it's not structured. And without any structure, it's not usable. And if it's not usable, you would not be able to get a lot of information out of it, which is helpful in providing the services to the public. So there are challenges, of course.
A very new, not brand new, but a new area is artificial intelligence. I have seen certain men and women walking on our smartphone, and somebody told me that is AI, and very similar. You can't recognize deep fake and all that. So, do you think we should try to govern the ingress of AI at this point in time?
Pakistan is doing a lot of work on the AI side. AI policy was last year approved, and there was a whole week dedicated to artificial intelligence. But the challenge is that AI is only of good use if you have a strong data beneath it. You need to train it on data. So again, coming back to the same problem, that if you do not have a quality data, you would not be able to benefit out of artificial intelligence. For example, if you need to provide civic services to the public, or even just talk about the taxation. If you do not have a good structured data, you would not be able to run AI on it and expand the scope of who are the people who needs to be contributing to the economy by paying more taxes. So unless and until there is a good structured data behind it, which is being collected but it's not structured way, you would not be able to benefit out of this new wave of artificial intelligence.
Do you think AI would significantly contribute in Pakistan's economy with this new action, with this new frequency bandwidth that would be available?
Absolutely. You know, AI needs one is the data, and of course, is the digital infrastructure. The current situation of the data services of these mobile operators is not very good. I mean, we talk about 3G and 4G, but the speed is very low. So if you have good speed on data, whether it is 4G or 5G, you would be able to provide a lot more services, and artificial intelligence is one of those services, which is going to be significantly improving the life of the people, of course.
So, what are the vulnerabilities?
Vulnerabilities in terms of AI?
I mean, using AI with this new available bandwidth.
You see, vulnerability, the first on the AI side is, again, coming back to the same issue, is that if you do not have good data and if there are biases in it, you would not be able to have a useful purpose. For example, if your data is only from the urban side and you want to do something for the marginalized societies or the societies which are in the rural side, you would not be able to do that. So, unless and until there is a very good oversight, the human intervention into the results of the way data is being used in the AI framework, you would not be able to do that. So for me, whether it's 5G, whether it's spectrum, or whether it's artificial intelligence or delivery of services by the government, unless and until there is a strong data governance strategy is there, we would not be able to benefit out of all this.
Now we come to the auction. How do you see this auction? It's an opportunity, or it's an opportunity with a pinch of salt?
Well, I think this was badly needed and it was long overdue. The only issue was that the spectrum pricing was on a very steep side. If you look at the 2021 auction, all the operator needed spectrum, but they could not go for the auction because the price was too high. This time, better sense has prevailed, I would say, must say, and admit. There are significantly decrease in the spectrum pricing, the floor price, and at the same time, a lot more spectrum has been made available. This was also a problem.
So the pot has been increased and the price has been lowered.
Yes.
What is the floor price?
It for different spectrum is different. I think for the most popular one, which is 1802.1 gigahertz, it's about 14 millions per megahertz. Significantly reduced from, I think last it was around 29 to 31 million dollars for 850 and 2.1. And some bands which is not already being used by the operators, like 3.5 gigahertz and then 2.6 and 700, it's even lower. It's somewhere around $1 million. So this
$1
is
million.
For the lower bands, yes. And that shows that the government really is interested to provide more spectrum to the operators, so there is a better quality of service.
Do you think there would be enough business for the market and all that to use it in a business way?
You see, for 5G, this is basically an enterprise solution.
Enterprise solution.
Of course. It's for people, for retail users, what they really use is communication, WhatsApp and or entertainment, which is YouTube and others applications. So their you would not need a 5G kind of technology where you would be just having downloading faster videos and better video quality of calls. The real use is on the industrial side, where you would be actually running, for example, mining operations. You're running those textile, where a lot of small components, IoTs are there. So that's where the real use is. So for 5G, the real benefit would be for the industry and not really from the retail side.
Do you think there is enough hope that the industry allied inertia would develop immediately? There is enough liquidity in the market?
Well, that's really a separate debate because there are reforms going on. So I probably would be a little reserving my comments on that because for an industry from start to having on the production level, it takes 4 to 5 years. But I'm talking about the industries which are already there. Textile is there, car manufacturing is there, you have got mining is happening. So there you would have an immediate benefit. And the other industries which, for example, are dependent on high-speed internet, for example, this IoT. So these are also going to be developed because once you have the infrastructure available, you would be able to invest on those things. So yes, I think there will be a lot of economic activity which will be generated out of this.
There are enough phones.
Well, it's never enough because if you look at the current 5G enabled handsets, it's around 2%, which is definitely not enough. And the government need to focus on sunsetting this manufacturing of 2G, which is happening phones. That should be done. And at the same time, reduce the taxes on the expensive handsets. For example, for the cheapest handset for 5G enabled phone is around 80 to 100,000 rupees, which is out of the reach of the majority of the people. So unless and until you have reduced the taxes on those handsets, it would not be the normal people would not be able to enjoy 5G. So that's why I think the initial use is on the enterprise level, and subsequently, once the facility is available, general public would also be using it, but not immediately.
So it's with a pinch of salt.
Well, of course, everything is a pinch of salt unless it happens. But I'm pretty optimistic that the government this time has an ambition to release more spectrum. Now it is up to the operators to invest into new technologies and provide good services.
There should be some development on fiscal reform as well.
Well,
To dovetail what is happening.
ideally it should be, and I think there is some focus. There is a realization that we have a lot of challenges in terms of having an enabling business environment. And there are discussion going on about improving that. OICCI already has issued a couple of reminders and requests. So I'm sure there would be focus on that one also. And that is something which in any case needs to improve.
Just as a one-liner, how would you sum it up?
Well, I think the future is digital, and providing digital infrastructure is extremely important, which is happening, and we need to build on it. So it's not the end itself. Absolutely right, you are that not only the data governance, AI, but also we need to focus on enabling an environment where the industries are flourished, they are able to invest, and they are able to provide jobs to the people. Because at the end of the day, the economic activity would only be beneficial if it is beneficial for everyone in the country and not just few.
Thank you very much for giving us this time. And the bottom line is that everyone has to work to make this a success. The government and the companies, they're coming, and the regulator as well. So this whole triangle has to gel in to make it success. Then I think that the consumer can benefit in a big way. And I think this is the need of the hour. We have seen this telecom revolution and the original revolutions in early part of this century. Nobody can deny it was a success. And this also has opportunity that it can become a success as well. With this, we come to the end of the program. Bye for now.